Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Horny Creek. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my wife, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is January 26th, 2000.
It is.
And we should rename this episode Contemplative Creek.
Right?
Instead of Horny Creek, because there's one somewhat horny thing, I guess, that happens. But other than that, this is a really philosophical episode of I want to call it Horny Creek of Dawson's Creek.
You know what, though?
Show's called Dawson's Creek.
I don't even feel like the name Dawson's Creek fits this show anymore.
No.
Because he is in this episode so little. And it's like there's a whole other episode going on somewhere that he's in, and it's focused on him, but this is not that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We only get hints of it.
Yeah.
This is everyone's creek now. We've democratized the creek.
Yeah.
Should be called Teenaged Creek.
Teenage Contemplation Creek.
I'm going to go down to Teenage Contemplative Creek to think about life and how nothing will ever be more important than what happens in high school. It's so funny every time that Joey is like, but I'm only 16. And I'm like, you are not 16.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, this episode is interesting. What's it called? Aurora Borealis?
It's called Northern Lights.
Oh,
Northern Lights are called Aurora Borealis.
I couldn't remember if it was called the Northern Lights or Aurora Borealis.
But yeah, so the episode starts not in Dawson's room.
No.
But on the lawn of the school, I guess. Why is there no snow?
No.
Uh-huh.
It starts in the Potter house, in the Potter fucking bed and breakfast.
I don't think so.
It does. It starts there, and Pacey is rehearsing his play.
Okay, fine.
Because it was like, we can cover each other in wallpaper or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then I realized, it's Barefoot in the Park.
The running lines.
They're doing lines from Barefoot in the Park.
Okay, yeah, okay. So he's running lines to Joey. That's how it starts.
Yeah. And then there's this weird angle, like there, where she's at the sink and he's like standing behind her, and there's just this weird, very tight, claustrophobic camera angle.
It was bizarre. And like this whole exchange makes me upset because he asks if she's coming to, see.
Yes.
And I feel like there's only one performance, not just opening night. Like, it's done.
No, she said she was going to go Saturday.
She is. Okay, that's good. Never
Which,
mind.
like...
That's not as bad, then.
And that confused me, because I was like, yeah, I get he wants her there on opening night or whatever, because he loves her now, is what we're going with. But I also was like, you want people there both days, don't you? Like, you don't want everyone to come on Friday night and then, like, have no one there Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, no one... I mean, obviously there'll be people there, but nobody there supporting you Saturday.
See, I missed that, and I really thought she must have missed the only performance, and I thought that's terribly shitty. She's been running lines with him. She's his friend. No matter what, she should have been there. But if she can see it the next day, then what is everybody so whiny about?
I don't know. Because he was like, seeing it on Friday, like, it's a better chance of seeing me, like, mess up and stuff, and, like, and she's like, well, I'm going to see it Saturday. I got something going on Friday.
Yeah.
I got a college, got to fuck on Friday.
Oh, my God. She would never, ever say that.
No, I know. But she's got a date with Discount Dawson.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awful. I don't like him. Like, I don't think...
The actor? The character?
The character.
Okay.
I don't think he's like a bad person, but he's weird, and I don't think he does anything good for her. I don't like him. But he has invited her to a Northern Lights party
with a bunch of old people.
At a professor's house with a bunch of grad students. He doesn't really seem to know anyone because no one's talking to them.
Yeah,
it's weird.
That's true. They're sort of on the periphery of this party, and he just points to this one guy. We get this just almost out of place, like, focus shot on this random dude who has no lines where you get a voiceover of him being like, yeah, he's my... It was like a Tarantino shot or something like that. That was my former mentor, Professor whatever his name is.
Once upon a time. Like, he's 19.
Yeah, what
How long ago did you have a mentor? In middle school? What the fuck?
And, like, he's the teacher's assistant for this
English.
English class. And he's talking about, like, oh, I had a math professor mentor, and I'm talking about astrophysics and stuff like that. And it's like we're supposed to just believe that he's just good at everything.
Well, that's what it sounds like from what she says.
And apparently this comes out of nowhere that he's like some sort of genius. She's like, he skipped a zillion grades or whatever, and it's like, what?
Maybe
when
he's
did we
also
ever talk about any of this?
Maybe he's also a grad student. I mean, we might have. I didn't take notes on his fucking character when she met him months ago.
I know, but like it just does. I don't recall this.
Yeah,
I feel like this is new character stuff they're throwing at us now.
Yeah, so let's back it up, though. I didn't mean to start talking about their date yet. I was just talking about a general, I don't like this guy.
Okay.
Because...
Sorry, I derailed us.
That's okay. Pacey
Witter
gets weird about the fact that she has a date.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, he's supposed to be running lines and getting ready for his performance, and he can't focus. He's fucking up his lines. So he goes to her house, knowing she's getting ready to go on a date when he's supposed to be getting ready to go on stage.
Right.
This is fucked up behavior.
Agreed.
And starts talking to her about how she needs to be careful because this guy's going to try to get in her pants.
Yeah. Oh, he's trying to fuck you. You need to be careful, Josephine Potter. He calls her Josephine Potter several times.
He does. I think he likes that. I think he likes the longer name.
I think he does too.
And he's telling her all the moves the guy's going to use, and the guy's using them. But, like, they're not bad moves. He's not being a lech.
Yeah,
he compliments her.
Actually moves either.
He's just being a person. Like, he compliments her and helps her get her coat on. Oh, God.
Yeah, he's like, he's going to help you. He's going to help you put your coat on. He's going to say you look nice. He's going to open the car door for you.
So, yeah.
He's going to offer you something to drink.
So then that's another thing at the party. He's a gentleman above and beyond. He gets them mead.
Well, he gets them something in these tin like mugs.
Yeah. Well, no, he said it's mead.
Well, yeah. Apparently he didn't know it was mead when he got it though, because he takes one drink and he's like, "Ugh, they're pretentious taste in beverages." He goes, "It's mead," and then he says, "It's what
Beowulf drank before he slayed Grendel."
And it's like, and also like a bunch of people in ancient Greece drank it too.
Yeah,
like, it's not specifically to Beowulf, you know.
And then she was gonna have some, and he's like, "Oh, it's alcoholic," and dumps out. And she's like laughing at him, like, "Don't you want to get me liquored up?" Basically, because isn't that what all college guys do?
Yeah, and he's like, "That's not the best way to fuck a high schooler." I mean, not that I want to fuck you, but not that I don't want to fuck you.
Oh my goodness.
That's how in less vulgarity, that's how the conversation went.
Yeah, he's like, there are more creative ways to seduce somebody. Which is probably the smoothest line he had, and he managed to make it unsmooth.
Yeah. Inviting women to see the Aurora Borealis, for instance.
And she says they've got a long wait, because he mentions like midnights when they're supposed to be able to see the lights.
Yeah, which I don't think is 100% true, but whatever.
And she's like, so let's not free stuff. Let's go inside and talk to some of these people. And instead he's like, let's go for a walk. She said
I don't think he knows any of those people.
I think that's true, Mark. I think that he is such a weirdo freak. He heard about this party.
Yes.
Used it as an excuse to ask her out.
Yep.
And doesn't want to actually go inside.
100%. And that's like, he gets the drinks or whatever. He's just like, he was like, oh, professor, yeah, you know me. Like, I had a class with you one time or whatever. Let me get a couple drinks. And that's it.
Yeah, so he takes her for a walk on the beach, even though she's already said she's cold. That's very ungentlemanly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then...
Doesn't even offer her his jacket.
Yeah. And then he kisses her.
Yeah.
And it must not have been a very good kiss.
I don't think so, no.
I mean, we're supposed to believe that this is all about her emotions, but... He kissed her, and then she's like, I have somewhere I need to be. Can we leave?
Yeah, immediately. That would not feel good.
No. Not at all. Like, I don't... He's got some cojones.
Yeah.
because he takes her and drops her off at the after party
for the play. Yeah,
which that's a bitch move. Mm-hmm. He took her to a party. Yeah. She asked him to take her to a different party and leave.
Yeah.
Like, there's no pretense, at least.
I didn't even think about that. Not I have to go home and wash my hair.
Right.
Not like, oh, my sister's expecting this or whatever. I got to babysit the baby that we never talk about or see. But it's like, no, I'm going to this other party. I don't want you to go.
Yeah. What the hell, Joey?
Do we want to continue this storyline, or do we want to like go back to earlier things?
I think
because things sort of come to a head at this party.
Okay, we can go back then.
I mean, it's up to you. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
You're very
cavalier today.
I don't know. something today.
Okay. So
something.
Am I something? Okay. So Dawson, the very small part that he has to play in this episode, he has dropped film class. Yeah,
the principal's daughter comes up to him at school out on the lawn where there is no snow in the winter in New England.
Yep.
And yells at him, "Are you crazy? You dropped film class?
What have you done?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, like I'm expanding my horizons." He's doing this thing where he's not, I guess he's somewhat rejecting film, I suppose, but he is rejecting his past identity and trying to forge a new one, I guess.
I don't know. I think he's being dumb as hell. I mean, you can still like film and still have that hobby and interest and also cultivate other ones without like just severing it like he's trying to do.
Exactly.
It's stupid.
He's a very this or that type of person.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she's like, "Well, what do you do? Is this about the film festival?" And he's like, "No, I'm just, whatever." And he's like a surfer guy now. He's like, "I'm just doing whatever, man."
Yeah, he's very, like, Pacey mentions it later too. He's very zen.
And she's like, "Well, we have a project due in 3 days." I thought we missed an episode for a second.
We might have. I don't know.
No, we didn't. But she was like, "We have a project due in 3 days. We're working together on it or whatever." He's like, "I'm sure that the teacher will give you an extension and give you a different partner." She goes, "I don't want a different partner. I want you." Yeah,
it's very like purposeful. Like, I think she's supposed to have a crush on him.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't feel that chemistry between them at all.
No.
But yeah, so she wants to work on this with him, and he's like, sorry.
And she's like, "You're the most creative person in the class."
I
don't know why everyone's like, it's so funny. Is there something wrong with this town? Is there something in the water of this town? Because he went to the college, he went to the film festival, and like the people there were like, "Oh, fucking this guy's not a real filmmaker. Like this isn't as good as other stuff that's here. He's not the greatest in the world or whatever." And she's part of that, right? Mm-hmm. Like, your film, it was derivative, and you need to do this and you need to do that or whatever. And very critical of like his work and stuff, which is good. That's how you build as an artist or whatever, right? But she comes to this town, drinks a glass of water, I guess, from the creek that's poisoned or something, and is like, "Dawson, you're the best. You're the greatest thing in the world. Why would you do this?" What the fuck?
It is weird. But, like, they're in high school.
Why it's Dawson's Creek, because Dawson seeded it with his blood.
Oh, God.
Turns all of them into automatons for him.
They're in high school. It's weird to me that he just drops an elective. He's like, "Oh, it's just dropping an elective." You're not in college. You can't just do that.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You need to fill it then with something else.
Well, he's doing study hall now, I guess.
Oh, that's stupid.
I don't know how you just switch that in the middle. Like, how does that affect your grade?
Yeah, I don't get it. I do not get it at all.
Yeah, doesn't matter. But, yeah, so he's done that, and the rest of the episode, he's just kind of like, I don't know, just floating around.
Yeah. He is going to Pacey's, play, and finds out that they can't find him. Andy's running around freaking out because he's missing. Well, he's missing because at least he got dressed and got ready to go on stage.
Yeah.
But he's
with the mud and chop sideburns.
Right. But he's playing basketball.
Yeah.
In his costume.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're a stinky teenage boy.
He doesn't even have makeup on.
Stupid. Huh?
I don't think he has stage makeup on.
Oh.
Yet.
Well, that was...
If he did, he's sweating.
Yeah. Yeah, he's making a bad choice.
But yeah, so they have a conversation. There's a small bit of foreshadowing here, I think. I think it's foreshadowing anyway, where Pacey mentions that Joey's on a date, and he Dawson's taking a shot and he completely misses.
Yeah.
Like, badly. And he's like, oh, I'm so bad at this or whatever. And it's like, are you? Or because you made a basket before that.
Right.
Or were you just so shocked that she's on a date and did an emotional charge just shoot through your body?
Right.
And that's why you missed.
I'm pretty sure it was that. Because
well, yeah, they have a little moment at the end.
Yeah.
But let's get to the other stuff, because there's one other big storyline.
Okay.
Which is Henry trying to avoid Jen because Jen's like chasing him down. I fucking hate this.
Me too.
I hate this storyline. I hate everything about it. Even with the way it ended, I'm still annoyed because I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Well, because they keep fucking with us. Like the last 3 episodes, we think they're together, and then we start out and they're not together.
Yeah, she's all like that one episode where they're at the fucking weird Lollapalooza that happens in Cape Side, apparently. She's all like, oh, man, I was so dumb to ignore you and to lead you along and stuff like that. And you're so much more mature than I thought. And then next episode, she's like, I don't like you. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
We're not going on a date. And then at the end of that episode, she's like, let me tell you all my sexual past. And he's like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. And she likes it that he's not freaked out about it or whatever. And then this episode, she's like, oh,
because they're supposed to be going on a date.
Yeah, to the restaurants. And she's like, she's trying to chase him down, and he's avoiding her. She catches up to him, and she's like, why are you avoiding me? He's like, because I know you're going to cancel our date.
Because you won't look at me, you won't make eye contact in the hall.
Ever since we made this date. And she's like, I'm not going to cancel our date. I'm just going to postpone our dates.
She's such a bitch.
And she's like, it's because my friend Pacey is in this play, and it's really important to go and support him on opening night. And he's like, oh, that's the only reason? She's like, that's the only reason. And he's like, oh, cool, I'll go with you then.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, of course.
Which makes fucking sense. So, like, I said that before he did. I'm like, just, take him with you to the play then, and you still have your dinner.
You got to be there after or before.
Yeah, they totally could have had dinner first and then gone to the play. Yep. But instead, they don't have dinner. They just go to
the roof that he worked on. He rebuilt their roof.
Yeah. Yes.
What? That's the other thing about this town. What is it with this town and just having teenagers do construction work?
They have a very small population.
Bonded? What the fuck is going on?
Right. But oh no. Oh, so he shows up at the play and thinks he's going to meet Jen outside.
Yeah.
But she's inside.
She's like, oh, I thought whoever got here first would save chairs, so I saved chairs.
With Grams.
Yeah.
She brought Grams. Now, fine, maybe her and Grams already had plans to go together.
No, they didn't.
They might have.
Maybe, but she definitely brought her there to be a chaperone, because Grams is like, why didn't you tell me this guy's coming? Because I would have given you time alone to
I wouldn't have come.
finger bang or whatever.
Ew.
And she's like, oh, Grams, whatever. I think the play's about to start. And Jen very strategically goes on the other side of Grams so that Grams can't move down, so Grams has to be between the two of them.
So awkward.
Because she doesn't want to sit next to him.
Like, stop it, you bitch. I want to reach into the TV and smack her.
So they watch the play, and then the whole play happens. He gets there, and he's all like, Pacey gets there, and he's all like, I can't do this, Andy. I can't do this. Oh, the director's not there, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he's having a kidney stone.
Andy's the director now. It matters not. As he said, you're in the eyes of the unseen audience that's watching us on TV, you're the director anyway. And she's like, yeah, that's probably true.
It's like, this is your night.
It's written that way. So she, Andy's like, oh my God, Pacey, you fucking asshole. I put your understudy into makeup and everything. He's like, yeah, I can't do it. You should have him go on. She's like, no, shut the fuck up. Just go on. So he goes on. He has a brief moment. I appreciate this. It's not one of those weird, awkward, like, this would only happen on TV moments where he's like, frozen in fear, and then all of a sudden he's like, great or whatever. He has a the briefest moment of like, you know, nerves, and then he's in it, and then he's gone, and everything's fine. So he performs. It's great. Everyone loves it. They have the after party afterwards, and this is kind of where all of our storylines mingle. Because as you said, he's there, like lamenting that Joey's not there. Jen's there with Henry and Grams.
Why did she bring Grams to the party?
I don't know.
That is so ridiculous. This is a cast party. Mm-hmm. Cast parties are where everybody hooks up and gets drunk and acts crazy. Yeah. Typically the closing night, I thought. Maybe this is not the cast party. It's just an opening night party. Whatever. There are no adults except Grams.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird.
But anyway, so Jen says, "Oh, you know, if you guys want some punch, go get some punch. I'll be right back," or whatever. And she goes to talk to Pacey, and Pacey's like, "Hey, it looks like Graham's going to steal your date."
Yeah. And Henry looks pissed, as he should be.
Of course.
Because she's sending him away with her grandma to go talk to her friend. What? What are you doing?
So her and Pacey talk, and they talk about how Pacey's upset because Joey's not there.
Yeah. And then just as he says, you know, don't even miss her, she walks up.
He does mention how none of his family's there, too.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody came for him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been in similar situations.
Aww.
Where I've been in plays, and like you have seen me in a play before, and your niece and nephew and stuff like that. But I don't know if if my parents have ever seen me in a play, and my siblings have never seen me in a play for sure.
Yeah. That sucks. I'm sorry.
So Pacey and I have something in common when it comes to families that suck.
Aw. But yeah, so his feelings are hurt. But Joey shows up for him because she had her date drop her off. Mm-hmm. And then while they're talking, her date shows back up.
Yeah, her date's just standing there. And I was like, did he fucking stalk her there? What happened? But then, like, they do explain that he dropped her off. We didn't know that at first.
And like, her and Pacey, I don't know, it kind of seemed like maybe they were having a bit of a moment. And then he's like, oh, go to him. You know you want to. Yeah. That was weird.
I think that I think what he wants her to say is, no, I want to be with you.
Yeah.
But instead, she goes and talks to, what's his name? AJ, I think is his name.
Maybe. I don't know.
Discount Dawson is who he is.
Yes.
And so they go outside and talk and everything. And he's like, so I came in because I thought, hey, when somebody says something you don't understand, you can either just pretend you understood it for the rest of your life, or you have like a window of opportunity of saying like, what the fuck do you mean? And he's like, so this is me reopening that window of opportunity.
Yeah. And
she basically explains like, oh, I freaked out or whatever. And he was like, it's just a kiss. And she was like, well, you know, I realized. It's so weird because Joey's always been like the smart one, I guess, or whatever, academically. But she's like, oh, this stuff that you talk about, I don't know anything about and everything. And you're so smart. And it's so intimidating. And it's like, I don't, does this make sense to you? It does not make sense to me.
She's in high school. I mean, well, these kids, because of the way this show is written, have dialogue that is, you know, insane. And they are all super smart sounding all of the time.
Sure.
But the reality is she's 16 and in high school, and this guy is in college and supposed to be a genius, apparently. So it does make sense that no matter how smart she is, he's been exposed to a lot more things than she has. Yeah. And he'll talk about stuff that she maybe can't participate in or doesn't know as much about.
I guess so. I don't know. It's weird because that reality conflicts with the style of the show.
Agreed.
Like, I feel like the show exists in not reality. Yeah. Not like 100% our reality. There's an artifice to the show because it's so stylized. Which is fine. It works for the show. But when they try to bring in like very realistic elements, it's like, I don't know, it grates against it.
Yeah. I think they could have done something different to make it not work.
Yeah. I mean, it could just because he's older.
Yeah.
Like he's almost an adult or whatever.
he technically is an adult.
Well, yeah. Well, I was thinking, like, he was drinking that mead. He's not of age.
No, neither one of them are.
He's 19. I was thinking she's 19 because that's probably how old she is in real life. And it was like, oh, she's 19 because she's 19. She's not 21. But no, she's supposed to be 16. So
Yeah.
it makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, all these teenagers are actually adults, but, whatever.
So they leave it on a very, like, unresolved thing with them. They leave the door open for them possibly dating and stuff.
Yeah.
Because she was like, is there anything you don't know about? Which is, like, I'll tell you what, if you're a smart guy, that's like fucking aphrodisiac right there. That's Spanish fly. Someone being like, is there anything you don't know? But he's like, girls. Very beautiful girls. I don't understand them.
She's like, oh, I can't help you there. Whatever,
Yeah.
Joey.
Come on.
So,
No one likes the false modesty, Joey. Josephine Potter.
So then he drops her off at her house.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister cuts her off at the door to tell her there's another boy here for you.
Yeah.
Like, so that's the third boy at the house this evening for her.
Right.
It's kind of weird.
And I do feel like this is like a love quadrangle.
Right. So she goes in the backyard and there's Dawson because he heard she had a date tonight, even though he's acting like that's not why he's there.
Yeah, but he needs something from her, even if it's not sex or whatever. There's a companionship and emotional support that he's seeking out through her. He could have talked to Jen. Yeah. He could have talked to Pacey. He could have talked to his parents. Anybody about this, but he seeks her out specifically.
Yeah.
He could have talked to the new girl that like has a crush on him, apparently.
Yeah, could have, but no, he waited in the cold to talk to Joey.
And basically, he's like, hey, I feel lost. And she's like, well, you ripped all your posters off your wall and you dropped film class. Did you think that you were not going to feel lost? Like, what the fuck? You tore down everything you are. You didn't think that was going to make you feel lost?
Yeah. So then the Northern Lights show up, and she's laughing because she's like, I've been waiting for this all night, and of course it happens when I'm with you.
I wanted to fuck under the Northern Lights, and of course it's you. But yeah, I mean, they have a little bit of a longer talk about kind of like the nature of life and everything, and she's like, you've lost your true north or whatever, and he says something about like, her finding hers or whatever, and she's like, I don't think I have one. So there's a lot going on emotionally between these two characters for sure. Pacey is like, Pacey's storyline's kind of done, I guess. Yeah. At least for now. He and Andy have this like hug moment and everything.
Yeah, he's sitting outside being depressed after the party.
And after she's gone off with the boy again.
Yeah. And so Andy goes out and talks to him and they walk off together, but it seems friendly, not like...
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get back. I don't want them back together, and I don't think they're going to get back together.
And then...
She talks about how, like, girls, they think that, like, guys need to be fixed up and spruced up or whatever and everything, like I tried to do with you. And she's like, but I was wrong. You're not a fixer-upper. You're perfect,
Yeah. That was very sweet.
It is sweet.
And he needed to hear that shit.
Yeah. Now, the last thing that happens is with
Jen and Henry.
So, at the party, Henry decides to get inspired by Barefoot in the Park and climbs up to the rafters to be like, Jen, I want you, I'm not getting down here till you repeat after me, like just like in the play. Mm-hmm. We actually, just so it's helpful, so the audience knows that this is an allusion to something that's in the play, they show that scene in the play. Yeah. But
where the guy in the play is drunk and climbed up on something. This is Henry's not drunk, but he's even kind of acting drunk, which is weird.
But he's like, I'm not getting down till you say, Jen, like you're embarrassed to be on a date with me and all this stuff. And the funniest part is there's a guy in the background that says, just screams out, get over it, man.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It was
like
hilarious.
Clear as day. I love the background voices. Like that's one thing you guys might not know about me is I find those, when there's a good one like that, it's hilarious to me. The little like background voices. But anyway, so He's like, basically he says that, you're embarrassed to be on a date with me and that you've treated me like shit for the past 5 months because you're so afraid that you actually like me.
Mm-hmm. Because it's horrifying to you that you like me or something, yeah.
And she's like, get down, basically.
And then he's like, somebody got a ladder?
She starts repeating it, but then she's like, get down.
I'm really confused how he was supposed to have gotten up there and then need a ladder to get down.
He's Spider-Man.
Idiot. He's an idiot. That's a stupid ass thing to do.
Agreed. But so he does get down. And they're walking home. Grams is gone. I expected Grams to the camera to pan back 20 yards and Grams to be standing there.
That would be funny.
I'm trying to catch up. But they're talking and everything, and they're talking about honesty and being honest and everything, and she ends up kissing him. And
she's talking about anyone above the age of 6 is not honest. Mm-hmm. Can't be honest all the time. He's like, I am, and she's like, you are, aren't you? Mm-hmm. You still got that thing that children have, and the way she says it, even
it's almost insulting. Yeah.
And then he's like, you do too. You just lost it or whatever. And she's like, no, I never did. I believe that.
Yeah, she seems like she was born cynical.
Yeah, she's a little twisty.
But she kisses him, and she's like, how's that for honest? And he was like, only 70%. And then he shoves himself inside her. No, then he kisses her bigger or whatever.
So, I don't know. Maybe now they'll
Next episode, she'll be like, it was just a kiss, Henry.
Get over it. The guy from the background will be in the school. Get over it, man.
Oh my God.
If she does that to him again,
I'll be so pissed.
it's how many times? It's like Groundhog Day. Mm-hmm. Just stop it.
I liked the episode though.
Yeah, it was a good episode. It was just a little frustrating.
It was a little frustrating, but it was I liked the little more introspective style of this episode too. Not every episode has to be like this, but I liked it. To get a little more characterization.
It was good. It made me sad though. The whole episode had a very somber feeling 100%, to it. 100%,
yeah. I think the music played a part of that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't love the music, honestly, at the end, especially.
Yeah.
Heavy.
For sure. But that is the episode for the week. Carol, tell people where they can find their own Henry.
You can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yep.
And share the tapes with your friends.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.